Welcome back to Eyez Photos Industry Talk with your host, photographer Jackson, Steve Jackson of Eyez Photos Media, and collaborator of the Pull Up Experience and Overflow Studio, whom we form Creative Frequency, encouraging you to stay creative as you follow us on our creative journey. And yeah, it's a busy day with the pull up experience this week, Kind of had some brief text chats and scheduled a team meeting tomorrow as I'm getting ready for, recordings with the pull up experience as we have two interviews today, two great entrepreneurs, so stay tuned. Follow, subscribe, the pull up experience, my entrepreneur partners. And yeah, we taking this to the top. But I just wanted to hop on and some things was on my heart as, we kind of get distracted sometimes. We kind of go off course, fall asleep at the wheel. I've definitely done that a lot, literally. People know I'm always doing a lot, so traveling and, tired, it happens. And I pull over when I can and, make sure I'm stay hydrated and try to avoid it the most I can. I'm getting my sleep more. And that's important for an entrepreneur, Not getting your sleep is a distraction. I'm like, man, am I piling my schedule up too much? Am I doing too much? Am I not fully giving 100% all the time because I'm drained and, putting my energy in too many things? Even starting a podcast is like, oh, you starting another thing? I had a podcast back in the day, Lyrical Logic Podcast, as I broke down lyrics and poems with different guests, and then also have them break down one of their poems or songs, you know. But, starting this podcast, it was, again, on my heart, it's meaningful and it's adding to my business as it's the biggest marketing arm of my business. So, and it's free, and I get to connect with, people through conversation, which is good and impactful. And, even for everyone else, listen to these interviews and, even my solo podcast episodes of Alienized Photos Industry Talk. But, distractions, they get in the way. How can we cut them out? How can we get them out of our life completely? If you really want it, you gotta delete distractions completely, because distractions don't come to us. We go to the distractions. We seek out the distractions. I don't want to do this big task. Oh, let me distract myself. Oh, let me play, a game on my phone, Spades or whatever you play on your phone. And you may watch Netflix, watch TV, you know, go hang out with a friend, or y'all still trying to figure out what y'all want to do. And, y'all both trying to distract yourselves because y'all don't want to face the hard work or the task that's needed. It could be something simple. And the simple can sometimes be, difficult. Like the most littlest thing, even with relationships, it could be something simple, something little. We just don't want to do it. Just do it, you know? That's me also talking to myself, but I know many could reflect on that because I do get distracted a lot, And to be candid, I had an opportunity to try out for the NBA, And anybody that know me, I love basketball. It's one of my childhood dreams to be in the NBA. And I was also thinking like, well, will my older self be mad at my younger self for not taking this opportunity? You know, something I wanted so bad at one point in my life. But I wanted to pursue music and poetry at the time. So, I didn't consistently play basketball. Like it's been maybe 5 years since I've like picked it up. I picked it up more recently this year, 2025, and been consistent with my, I can say my hooping partner, E-Rock, Mr. E-Rock Beats, Eric Porter, my brother, great producer, great MC, great host, great friend, man. I love you, brother. And we got some episodes coming out as he had the opportunity to interview me. So stay tuned for that. Um, yeah, so I had the opportunity to try out for the NBA, the G League, Cleveland Charge, the development sector of the NBA. And I was all for it. I'm training. I only had about 5 weeks to train. And like I said, I haven't been playing in years. This year I finally got back to it, but it's still not like, consistent play. I play maybe once a week. One point it was like once a month. So yeah, I'll start bringing it up to once a week, sometimes twice. I would love more to get it up to about three or four. Oh, bars. Um, I really had to sit and think about it though, cause I'm focused on my first million. You know, it's tough sometimes getting out that four figure, five figure. And then once you get that six figure, and it's like, okay, the million, here we go. I'm focused on my first million, and I know I'm gonna do it with the team around me. And the pull up experience, creative frequency, overflow studio, Ron Charles Media. Um, it is really important for me to eliminate distractions to build the brands that I'm a part of. Eliminate distractions so I can continue elevating the brands that I am a part of. Wow. I'm just sitting back and reflecting, as you hear this. It's very eye opening, very, catchy to the mind to want to do something new or, experience something. But is it worth your focus on where you want to go in life, the ultimate goal, the current goal, with what you want to do to distract you or taken away from what you're supposed to do? Has value. First off, does it have value? Would it add value? Now, I will stop there because on the flip side, there's also self care, self love, time with the one above, the one in your heart, the one in your mind, the one in your spirit. We're at one, we're never apart. We're one and never apart, just like, our business, our brand, our personal brands, which is important. And every story is just like a narrative for a brand. Every brand has a story. Every person has a story. Every artist has a story. Every entrepreneur has a story. As I continue talking to my creative entrepreneurs, those who's creative and those who also an entrepreneur, tie it all into each other. Or if you're just a creative or you're just an entrepreneur, or if you want us to become one of these, two, or I could say three, to be both, you gotta eliminate the distractions. I know people that goes to the gym just spend more time on their phone than they do, working out. I leave all that in a locker. Like just I know I want to listen to my music, and how I be in the gym, but it's just like no, because I'm trying to find a song or get a text up going to the like it's just a big loop. We wake up. Sometimes first thing people do is get on their phone, like take the time to yourself. So self love and self care is also important, and taking time to rest and take a break, and do something fun, do something enjoying, experience, travel, unwind, unplug. Do nothing. Find time. You gotta find time to read a book, and even books that's not in your genre or your target audience or what you do, but it's time to branch out and explore. Books is one of those sectors where you can explore and kind of take and just take it in. But there's a balance. You got to cut those distractions. But what distractions are okay? I'll leave that up to you to figure out. But I got to get going. So we're set up for the pull-up experience. I know the team is probably waiting on me. I'm like, oh. But I just wanted to drop in and throw some of my thoughts and reflections. Continuing reflecting on my journey as an entrepreneur. Again, it's 2025, September, and I'm glad it's still warm. It's getting cold. Some days it's like colder than others, especially at night. But I'm appreciate this September weather. I send some earth, wind, and fire on y'all, but I gotta go. Thank you for listening. Tune in, subscribe, follow me at Alienized Photos, and follow me on all social media. Also, with my creative partner at Creative Frequency. You can follow us at On A Creative Frequency. On A Creative Frequency. All right. Peace.